Hello, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. This will probably be a short video today because I'm just talking about getting prepared to go to Rare24 in Edinburgh, which is romance authors and readers events. There are several held throughout the world every year, and in the UK they tend to alternate between Edinburgh and London each year. This year it's in Edinburgh at the International Conference Centre, and it's also the 10th anniversary. It's being held on the 6th and 7th of September. They've actually basically hired out the whole conference centre. It's on 2 split levels, and it also means that the authors are split as well. Some will be signing on Friday, some will be signing on Saturday, and some of the more popular authors who are going to be ticketed authors are potentially going to be signing on both days. So it does mean that in order to maximise the time available, get to as many authors as possible, a little bit of planning is absolutely required. So that is what I've been doing over the last couple of days, just really looking at all of the FAQs, looking at what is going to happen, what the schedule looks like, where everything is, and really plan my trip up to Edinburgh. So I live in the UK, but it's still about a 6-hour drive for me to Edinburgh. I am going to be driving with my sister and also my niece, and we are staying in Edinburgh from the Thursday right through to the Sunday. So on the Thursday we're going to be basically travelling up. Hopefully the journey won't be too difficult, and then on Thursday night we go straight into the meet and greet. So I'm really looking forward to that. I've never been to a meet and greet before, so not sure what to expect, but hopefully I will get to meet some authors and get some things signed in advance, or at least say hello. So that'll be really good. And then on the Friday, the sign-in doesn't start until the afternoon, so we'll have a bit of sightseeing time in Edinburgh, so that'll be really nice. I've been to the city before, it's absolutely beautiful. In fact, my husband is from Scotland, so I am very fortunate to go up that way fairly frequently, but my niece has never been, so that'll be really nice for her to you know, see the city, have a look at the castle, and go down the famous Princes Street. So this is actually going to be a pretty big signing. There's around 350 authors that are scheduled to be there. And so I've got a spreadsheet. So basically there is a Facebook group where there's some wonderful people who have put together lots of spreadsheets, and I've used one of them where it tells me the authors' names, the subgenres of the romance books that they write, and there's also columns to say basically whether you've read them before, whether you want to read them, and if you want your signature, which is a very handy tool because then you can also decide, you know, who you want to go and see and kind of plan out your activity. So I have gone through that as well, and the shocking thing is that although I read a lot of romances, I've actually read very few authors that are going to be at the sign-in. I think I went through, and 31 of the authors that are going to be there are authors that I've read, so that's only kind of like 10%, not even 10% of all of the people that will be there, so that's actually quite a low number, and I was quite shocked at that. But there's quite a few authors that I have always wanted to read and have never gotten around to. People like Fiona is going to be there. I've never read one of her books but always wanted to. Amo Jones is going to be there. I've never read one of her books but always wanted to. So there's quite an extensive list of authors that I've definitely heard of, other booktubers have talked about, other people have recommended to me, and I definitely want to read their books. So we're very interested to talk to those authors, see what I can pick up while I'm there as well. So in total there's 37 authors that I absolutely have to get signatures from while I'm there, but obviously I'll speak to as many authors as I can, and you know, hopefully pick up some new books to put on my TBR. And also there's an additional 8 authors that I desperately want to read as well. So like I said, people like Fiona, Amo Jones, that I really want to get to and prioritise. Now my goal for when I go is really just to soak up the atmosphere, meet other book lovers, get to make new friends, but also to, you know, speak to the authors, particularly the ones I've never read before, maybe some that I've never even heard of before, and just find out a bit more about them, what they write and that sort of thing. Last year when I went to London, obviously there were really popular authors that were ticketed authors that had really long lines, but there was quite a few authors there as well that had fairly short lines. Sometimes nobody was at their table, and they were the best conversations that I ended up having, because just spending a bit more time with an author, talking to them about their experiences, was really fun thing to do, and a great way to get to know someone. And of course, once you know somebody and you've spoken to them, you feel much more of affinity towards them, and you're much more likely to not only read their books but kind of like enjoy their books as well and give them a little bit of leeway if maybe they're not absolutely expertly written, but because you now have kind of feel like you've got a connection with them, then you know, you enjoy them that much more. So I know that a lot of people go to these book signings with, you know, very, very big, like, you know, book carts. Last year some people even had suitcases with a lot of books that they've either pre-ordered or bringing with them for authors to sign. Now I didn't want to do that in London because I didn't want to have to carry loads and loads of heavy books around with me, and I also didn't want to spend loads and loads of money because it was already a fairly expensive weekend. And also, as it was my first kind of event that I'd been to like that, I wasn't sure what to expect, how it would all work, and so this year I've got a much better idea of you know, what's going on and what I want to do. That said, I still intend to keep the book buying to a minimum, and I have made some pre-orders which I'll talk about in a minute and let you know what I've pre-ordered. But there's two ways this year that I'm going to attempt to collect signatures. One of them I actually did last year as well. So last year I actually ordered myself like a signature book from Etsy and had it personalised. So this is one I had last year and it said Rare 2023 on it, and also had the venue, which was XL in London, and this was a great way for me to collect signatures, and I could also put stickers in there. So a lot of authors at these events tend to have stickers, and I was able to go through and get signatures on the pages and put stickers inside them as well, so you can see kind of that's what I did. So I really thought that was a great method. It's also a really nice kind of souvenir to keep with the you know, the name and the date and everything of the signing on it. So this year I did exactly the same thing, and this year I have now got this one, which is all, you know, empty and ready to go, and this says obviously Rare 2024 International Conference Centre Edinburgh on it. So that is waiting to go. The other thing that they have at these book signings is a author anthology. It's made up of a number of short stories by various authors that are actually going to be at the signing. And last year I noticed people going around with these anthologies, and it was a great way again to collect signatures, because you could then go to the author who'd written that particular story and get them to sign that part of the book where their kind of story was positioned. And I thought that was an absolutely fantastic idea as well. So in addition to my signature book, I also have ordered the anthology, and this year there's so many authors participating in it, it's actually split into 2 volumes. So I'm really looking forward to picking that up. We'll be able to pick that up when we arrive at Rare if we've pre-ordered them, and then obviously that'll be a great way as well for me to collect signatures, and a great excuse to speak to authors that I have not spoken to before. So that's the first book that I've pre-ordered, and in total I've ordered 13 books. So way more than I was intending, but I'm hoping that some of these authors will be there on Friday, some will be there on Saturday, and I won't have to carry too many books back to the hotel with me. So in terms of what I've pre-ordered, I have pre-ordered Asking for Trouble from Giana Darling. I've also pre-ordered a t-shirt from her, which is her Welcome to Entrance t-shirt, which I really like the look of and thought I would pre-order that as well while I'm picking it up. So that will also hopefully mean that I will get the chance to speak to Giana Darling, which I'm really, really excited to do. She is going to be one of the ticketed authors because she is so popular, obviously, which basically means I don't have early entry tickets, I just have general admission. So it means that when I get in there, I'm going to have to really be quick to pick up wristbands that I want from the authors in order to make sure that I have at least some chance of getting them to sign the book. But I think pre-ordering a book also really does help, because if I don't get the chance to actually meet her personally, I know usually if you've pre-ordered a book you are at least able to collect it, and so that is what I'm hoping to do. So another author that I pre-ordered from is one of the authors that I mentioned that I have not actually read a book from yet, and that is Fiona. So I was like, I've wanted to read her for absolutely ages. I went on to her pre-order form, and basically I saw that she had a 5th anniversary edition of the Voyeur available, and I thought, I actually have the Voyeur on my TBR, it's been on my TBR for a while, and I thought actually it's a great opportunity again to go and meet Fiona Cole, pick up one of her books, get a signature from her. It's also like I said, the 5th anniversary edition, so that'll be a nice addition to my book collection overall, and it'll mean then I've run out of all excuses to finally pick up one of her books. Now, when I did her pre-order form, she actually had some really nice bookish items as well available, and she had these really cool like book earrings for sale, so I've also pre-ordered those as well. So with Giana Darling, a book and a t-shirt, and now with Fiona Cole, a book and some earrings. So they're little treats to myself, and hopefully I'll be able to pick those up as well, so really looking forward to that. Then I've pre-ordered from Gabrielle Sands. Now so far today, as I'm filming this, I've only read one book from Gabrielle Sands, and it's the first book in her Fallen series. However, I really did enjoy that book. I know it's going to be an author, a mafia romance author, that I'm gonna end up loving and probably read most of her books. And she had all 4 books in the first series. In fact, they're sort of limited edition versions, I believe. So I decided I was going to pre-order all 4 books in that series, because then obviously I'll have a copy of the first one, and again I'll have then the other books in the series which I'll be able to pick up and read. And also because I bought all 4, it was kind of like a bundle deal, so I got a slight discount on those books as well. So really looking forward to meeting Gabrielle Sands and picking up those books. Then as a last entry, I'd done all my pre-orders, I was happy with what I'd ordered, and then K.A. Knight put on the Facebook group that she had put up a limited edition copy, a special edition copy of Den of Vipers. It was actually a little bit on the pricier side, but I couldn't resist because it looked really pretty. I really like that book. And again, K.A. Knight's a ticketed author. Last time I didn't get anywhere near to meeting her or getting my book signed from her. And so I thought, again, if I pre-order a book from her, at least I'll be able to go and pick that up and you know, get somewhere near to her desk, shall we say. Then a book I've spoken about a couple of times before, which I really like, Come by Becca Jameson. This is sort of a BDSM romance and also MMA fighter romance as well. I've read Becca Jameson absolutely ages ago. I've not read anything from her recently, but I really have enjoyed everything that I've read by her, and so I'm really looking forward to the fact that she's going to be there, and again, a great excuse to go and meet her and pick up that book, because I do talk about it from time to time, and it's always nice to be able to hold something up when I'm talking about it. Then I'm extremely excited that Cora Reilly is going to be at Rare24 in Edinburgh as well, and I've actually ordered 3 books from her. Now, I ordered Bound by Honour, which is the first book in her Born in Blood series, mainly because I just love Luca and Aria, and I've enjoyed that series so far, and I definitely think it is kind of a classic, an absolute staple, and definitely needs to be on my bookshelf. But I've heard so many things about the Cora Chronicles. I haven't got to that series yet, and I know many people's favourites is Twisted Pride and Twisted Emotions. Plus, I absolutely love those books. I think the front covers are absolutely stunning, and so I couldn't resist but also ordered those 2 books in that series as well. So from Cora Reilly, I'll be picking up Bound by Honour, Twisted Pride and Twisted Emotions. So excited about that. And then finally, I've ordered a book from Tana Stone, who writes alien romances. And last year I ordered this book here, which was Possessed by Tana Stone. It was obviously signed to me in the front there. And when I saw she was going to be attending in Edinburgh, I decided to go on and look at her pre-order form as well. And then I noticed that she had a special edition available of Possessed, which looked super cool, and I couldn't resist that either but to pre-order it. So I know it's a little bit crazy, it's not the best book in the world, but I really loved these alien romances. Tana Stone is so much fun, she's a great person, and I just couldn't resist myself but to get a limited edition, the special edition of this particular book. So I am going to be picking that up as well. I'm really looking forward to that. Now, there's a couple of other authors I'm really excited to meet, but I haven't pre-ordered books from them. One of them is S.J. Tilley, so I'm super excited S.J. Tilley is going to be there. As you know, I absolutely love her Alliance series, and Dom in particular is my favourite from that series. Now again, she's super famous now, everyone loves her, and so she is going to be a ticketed author, so I'm not sure if I'm going to have the chance to actually meet her, and I didn't pre-order a book from her, but mainly because I already own 2 copies of the Alliance series, the original covers and the limited editions that she did recently. So I haven't pre-ordered anything from her, but if I get a chance to meet her, then I absolutely will take it for sure. Also, Zoe Draven is going to be at the sign-in, and I really love her books as well. The Horde Kings of Dakar I absolutely loved. Again, I didn't pre-order anything from Zoe. In fact, I'm not sure she even had a pre-order form up. But I am looking forward to the opportunity to meet her. Juliet Cross is going to be there, and I'm also really excited because I think Jameson, her niece, is going to be there, who is a booktuber as well. Jameson reads romance. I'm pretty sure she's come to Edinburgh as well, so I'll be really excited to not only meet Juliet again because I met her last year, but also to meet Jameson for the first time. Again, I haven't pre-ordered any books from her because I already own the limited edition set of the Stay a Spell series that she did on Kickstarter last year, and the Wraith King, which is the next book that she's bringing out, isn't released yet. So I haven't pre-ordered anything from her, but I definitely will go and seek her out while I'm there for sure. And then another lady that I absolutely loved meeting last year is Kate Bateman. She's a historical romance author. I'm not a massive fan of historical romances, so I haven't read many of her books at all, but last year when we met her, she was so lovely. Her parents were with her as well, and we had a really good chat, and I basically, following that, I did read one of her books which I really enjoyed, and so I'm looking forward to seeing her again and saying hello. So that's it really. I said it was going to be short. It was just really a kind of a chatty video for me to tell you my plans for when I'm in Edinburgh, as well as some of the authors I'm really excited to meet, the pre-orders that I made. Obviously when I come back from Edinburgh then, I'm hoping to be able to do a really big book haul, because not only will I have these 13 books here, but I've actually purchased quite a few books as well over the last few months since my last book haul, and so you know, I have quite a few to share with you. I'm very excited to do that. I have decided not to take a trolley or a case for collecting the books, because one, it's only 13, hopefully split over 2 days, it won't be too big of a deal in order to get them back to the hotel without too much hassle, but also because the conference centre is split over 2 levels, if your trolley or suitcase is too big, then you have to use the lifts, you can't use the escalators. And obviously the lifts are prioritised for people who need to use them, and therefore, you know, I didn't want to risk needing to quickly move from one level to the other in order to get in line to, you know, meet an author, and have to wait for the lift basically. So I don't know if I'll end up regretting that decision, because I think the trolley cases are a great idea, but I just think for the quantity of books I'm ordering, I'm not going to do that this year, but let's see how we get on. The other thing as well is, just while I'm on this topic, is that last week the tickets for Rare25 London were released, and I was super lucky that I was able to get a ticket for that. In fact, I managed to snag myself an early entry ticket, which is absolutely fantastic because they sold out in 3 minutes, which was unbelievable. So I'm really excited to be going to London next year with early entry tickets, so I'll definitely be looking forward to that. And one of my goals, I guess, for the next 12 months until that book signing is to definitely up the number of authors that I've read who will be going, definitely from 31, which is a shockingly low number right now, to a slightly higher number in time for next year. So that's all I've got today. If you are going to the book signing, please let me know, tell me in the comments down below if you've got any top tips, if you've been to some signings, because I know the ones in America in particular can get pretty big and feisty, so if you've got any top tips, please do let me know as well. I'd love to hear from you. And yeah, I really look forward to going in the early part of September. Now, I'm not sure if I will or not, but I'm hoping to do at least some vlogging while I'm in Edinburgh, so that you can at least see a bit of the city, can give you a flavour of what I experience when it happens, and then also give you an update when I get home in terms of how I got on, who I saw, how many signatures I collected, all of that good stuff. So hopefully it will go well, but we'll see, because I might be really shy and not want to get my camera out, so we'll just see how it goes, no promises. But anyway, as I say, that's all I've got for you today. Just a quick short one. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content from me, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Give it a thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more So I decided that I was going to pre-order the first which was the first book in her Fallen Men, I think it's called, series. Is that what it is? I've also pre-ordered a t-shirt from her. So she basically has the t-shirt of t-shirt. What t-shirt? What's the town called where they're in? It's completely slipped my mind. It's like Deliverance or something, but it's not, is it? Anyway, I can't remember. Do I look this up? Welcome to Entrance, that's what it's called, isn't it? The subgenres of the romance boxes, where it tells me the author's names, the subgenres,